45-yard line, I don't wanna kick it with you. No photos, I'm focused on the bigger picture. Tell me when you back in town, I get dinner with you. Never used to get up in the kitchen, now I'm cooking with the gas. Yeah.
Welcome back. Got another episode, No Cap Sports. The place where we only spit facts, but we wear the caps. I don't fucking know. But anyways, what are we doing here today, Kai?
We're gonna raw dog it and just take it down some raw reactions to Fantasy Pros Dynasty top 10 QBs. So what we like, what we don't like, what we would do differently, just off the winger.
Yeah, so we're gonna take a look at their rankings, see how we feel, and then we're gonna talk about where we probably see these players best fit. Um, I mean, shout out to Fantasy Pros. They put in a lot of work. They have a nice website, so go check them out if you're looking for some fantasy advice. But it's kind of nice to have just some type of structure to look at players and then also kind of make your own opinion off them. Well, Kai, let's just kind of go through 1 through 10 and just kind of talk about how we feel. And then I think after we both could just kind of maybe talk about what our top 10 would probably look like, or maybe roughly would look like.
Yeah.
So looking at number 1, no surprise there. I think we could all agree Patrick Mahomes. I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, if you watch the quarterback series, dude is a fucking dog. So
That's a dog.
he wins. Like, he has proven that he could win being a top end paid quarterback. He could win as a rookie contract. I don't think that he's done by any stretch of the measure. I think he got to probably a couple more Super Bowls coming his way. So yeah, Patrick Mahomes. If I could get him right now, I'd trade my whole house.
I got him. Oh, you're talking real life.
Well, real life, yes, but I would also trade fucking everything I got on my. I don't even know if I got enough things valuable on my dynasty.
Yeah, I got him, man. We can talk after this.
Dude, honestly, we might have to.
Yeah.
I'm not even playing. But moving forward, hey, stay tuned. Maybe we maybe we have to get some of those clips going on those talks.
I'm down.
So they got a tier, and Fantasy Pros got tiers on here. So yeah, they got tier 1, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. So next one we got Josh Allen at 2. Not where I would have him personally. Nothing. Not because I have anything against Josh Allen. I just think certain quarterbacks with their youth and ability and success also just in the playoffs just kind of translates to me to also be super successful in the regular season. But Josh Allen is a regular season GOAT, as they would say. So for fantasy purposes, he's good. But not where I would have him, but I see the value in him.
So who would you have there?
Just the offensive structure, the connection from college with his star receiver. Like, I have to go with Joe Burrow, man. Like, does Josh Allen bring a little bit more to the table with his running, but dude has to dial it back. If he wants to survive in this league and have a long career, he can't run like a damn fullback half the damn time. Let's be real.
He's a big man. Big Ben did it.
Big Ben did do it, but Big Ben was kind of a psychopath.
Yeah, Big Ben was an idiot.
and he was just fucking stocky, bro. Like, he just pushed like if he did a corner blitz, bro, he just kind of let you fall off of him,
Yeah,
bro.
dude.
Like,
absolute freight train.
So, I mean, I think there's other quarterbacks that are dual threats that potentially could even get you more points. Like, I honestly, Jalen Hurts might even be more of a reliable option than Josh Allen, and who knows where Lamar Jackson's gonna be in, where like guys like Trevor Lawrence, who's very, very young at 23, the sky's the limit with that kid. So, I mean, we'll go over our rankings, but I don't know. How do you feel about Josh Allen at 2?
I like him at 2. I mean, Burrow is probably the only other person here I could hear an argument for and understand. Jalen Hurts, I understand, but it's 1 year. I kind of want to see if he can do it again. So for me, if we're going off at the tiers too, though, I mean, with Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow, I'm happy with all of them. And that tier, the only one that I don't really agree with that I would replace be Hurts for Burrow.
Yeah. Hurts is number 3 and the last one in tier 1, and then tier 2 is where it goes Joe Burrow at number 4. So,
Yeah.
I,
So I'd have them flip flopped.
yeah, I could see that. I personally would go Patrick Mahomes 1, Joe Burrow at 2, then Josh Allen at 3. But I get why Josh Allen is as high as he is for the dual threat ability and his
Yeah.
regular season stats. But um, so we kind of talked about Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's kind of he's a product of his system too, in
Yep.
some sense. Like it's good because he takes it on and he's just a good leader. He's always has been through college, and he has the abilities to make the plays in terms
No
of
more rugby push though. So I'm like, his rushing touchdowns are about to go down.
that is true.
So I'm like, I just want to see it. I mean, I could change it, but right now I just want to see it, which there's a couple guys on this top 10 where I just want to see it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Hurts. I just feel like he does need to take another step to really like being above guys like what Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. I mean, Lamar Jackson's won an MVP. I know he's coming off an injury, but I mean, dude's only 26. Jalen Hurts is 25. That is something to take into consideration. The offensive weapons being in Baltimore too, it's gonna be interesting. But
Yeah.
um, so I agree with you. I think I would just get Joe Burrow in tier 1 and have Hurts out. I would maybe even drop Hurts a little bit lower, and I will. I'm kind of going wishy washy because I could see Hurts being above Josh Allen in some aspects, but also it's like that's if being optimistic he reaches his potential.
Yeah. So I'll ask you this because really the where I want to debate is 9 and 10, but 4 through 8, do you have any issues? Let's say we put Jalen Hurts at 4. Do you have any issues 4 through 8?
No, even though Justin Fields gives me the heebie-jeebies in terms of not being set up for success. His arm is still a question. Whether people want to be like, well, he's made those throws. Yeah, quarterbacks make throws, but is it consistent? That's the thing. And we don't really know because he hasn't really had the opportunity to be consistent as well. He's proven it in college when given good structure, but he doesn't have good structure. And still to this day, the Bears have not done it. We will see if they
I
have.
like what the Bears are doing. Personally, I like what the Bears are doing.
They're on the right path, but also it might be. Is it too late on the timeline for Justin Fields before they gotta pay him? That's where it's getting weird. But um, doesn't mean that I'm not gonna take anything away from Fields because if like it's the right situation, dude could really flourish. Like it'd be like the Jalen Hurts situation. He could take a team to a Super Bowl. Like I really do think that. Like if you put him in the right system with the right structure and give him swap him and Hurts out, I think you get the same results.
Yeah, well, 100%. Me
Like
too. The
like
only
that's
thing I would personally change on the list is Lamar and Herbert. I'd flip flop them.
I think Trevor Lawrence is kind of I like Trevor Lawrence to be a little
I
bit higher.
so I do too, but if I'm gonna move Jalen Hurts down one, and I'm like, bro, prove it. I gotta do the same thing for T Law and Fields. Even though personally, I would rather have T Law over Herbert, but for my rankings, it's like I still want to see it, 1 or 2 more times from T Law and Fields, at least once. Have a good year this year. We'll talk.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what T-Law did in the playoffs last year, and the fact it's the age for
Versus
me.
Herbert. Versus Herbert.
Like being 23, he's the youngest quarterback in the top 10 that's
Yeah.
not a rookie.
Yeah.
That's significant, and he already has playoff. He brought Jacksonville to the playoffs. That's like Anthony Edwards bringing the Timberwolves to the playoffs in 2 consecutive years. Like that's
Hey,
crazy.
Blake Bortles did it too, though.
That is true, but Blake Bortles also got carried by a top 1, top 3
Unreal.
defense. Like it was
Unreal.
crazy. That was
They
like
should have won the Super Bowl.
yeah. That defense was nutty. That championship player cards were wild, bro.
Yes.
That was a wild time. That was the last time defense mattered in the NFL. I swear, I swear to you.
Patrick Mahomes changed it.
That is true. That is true.
All right. So who do you have at 9 and 10?
9 and 10.
This is
Deshaun,
where it's going to get fun for me.
the talent wise, Deshaun Watson being 27, I I don't hate him being there, but it's also like, dude, was removed from football. His numbers were very mediocre last year. Very mediocre. Did the Browns give him a ton of like options? I mean, he had Amari Cooper, and like, did he have a bunch of like weapons? And did everything go well? Good old line, one of the best.
Yeah.
Great running game. Um, that's two things Kirk Cousins didn't have as Vikings fan last year. I just bring it up, but
Yeah, or a defense, but yeah.
yeah. Hey, Browns defense is it's okay. It's me.
I'd love an average defense. I feel like I'm not asking for a lot.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like I'm a big Deshaun Watson fan, but I just feel like I just don't see the same Deshaun. Like, dude, I was like, this guy might be top 3, top 5 for sure. And then all those allegations, and then things came out, and where are you, bro?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'd have Watson probably right around Kyler Murray area,
Yeah,
but
I
I don't
think
know. I got to see it. Top 10, that's a big responsibility, and I don't know if Watson can handle the responsibility right now.
yeah. I'd take him out the top 10 as well. And I have to say the same thing with it's close for me with Richardson, honestly, but I don't know if I would keep him in the top 10. I think I would for sure put Bryce Young where Deshaun Watson is 100%. But then like Richardson, it's kind of interesting with him and Shroud because what I seen in college, being on the field too, like because I work for the Gophers, watching Stroud too
True.
and facilitate. Yes, he was throwing to Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave, and that is insane.
Jackson Smith and then Jigba
Yes,
too, right?
yes.
What's his other guy too? Ubake or something.
Specifically that game, Garrett Wilson went absolutely ape shit against the Minnesota
The game
Gophers.
Mo almost beat him single-handedly.
Yes, he did, and then he went down with injury.
Yep,
That game
Achilles.
was crazy. Shout out Mo, by the way.
Yeah, I was
But
watching that out here.
dude, it was a fantastic game, and they and the Gophers have a tough defense too. So to give
Yeah.
CJ Stroud credit, like I mean Tyler Nubin coming out next year, keep eyes on that kid because that kid's gonna come out and he might not be a first round pick because he's a safety, but he sure damn should be. Just like how Antoine Winfield came out, he might not be as good as him, but man, dude, CJ Stroud was still tearing him up. Like
Stroud's good. He's accurate. And that's where, like, for me, now I can get into my Richardson rant. Bryson, don't hate me for this, but also I really don't care if you do. I think he's a bust. I think he's Trey Lance 2.0. And people are still high on Trey Lance. But, dude, the funny thing to me is how well, he goes 9 for 27 in his last game in college against Florida State, who wasn't amazing. And then the combine, cool. He had a good combine, but on his pro day when he hit the ceiling, everyone thought, "Oh, what crazy arm strength!" And I'm like, dude, what is that gonna do in the NFL?
that
Like,
it was so good. Like who cares? Why are you hitting the ceiling?
that's my thing. There are no defenders, and it's a practice field that you've played at your entire time, and you
Publicity
hit the
stunt, bro.
ceiling.
Publicity stunt. I mean, Anthony Richardson, like I respect, anyone that gets the name Anthony, I especially gonna root for you a little bit harder. Like I think that he has special talent. His RAS score, you're never gonna see a RAS score from a quarterback. And that's raw athletic score. If you don't know what that is, he got
Yep.
a 10, perfect. He is the one of the most gifted athletes at that position. If he doesn't work out at quarterback, he actually might work out at a different position and maybe not be as highly touted or make as much money.
Tyrod Taylor.
But like straight up, like he really might be gifted in that way. So Colts might have a win, and maybe they got a running back.
True.
With their Jonathan Taylor situation. So at the end of
Dude.
the day,
Dude.
but the last time they had a running back named Richardson.
Didn't go so well either. That's true.
Okay, sorry, Bryson.
Yeah, I would just beat him up.
So who would you have in that 10 spot, Kai? Because I'm a
So,
little bit stuck.
so for me personally, I'd have Bryce Young at 10. I love that you have him at 9. especially being out here in North Carolina. But I'd have him. I'd have Bryce Young at 10. I'd have Tua actually at 9.
Tua.
Yeah, I know everyone's scared about his head. I mean, if it happens, it happens. But at this point, he's healthy. He's put on weight. Dolphins, everything is reported that he's taking hits better. So I think, I mean, it's the NFL. That's your franchise quarterback. You're going to figure out any way to protect him. They'll figure it out with the helmet and get an O line. But there's so much speed. I don't even think Tua is a top 10 talent quarterback, but I think he's going to produce. So I'd have Tua personally at 9, Bryce Young at 10. Um, yeah, that's how I'd round it out.
I kind of know like who you would pick in the situation. So like I think this is kind of interesting debate. So we got Tua dealing with all the concussions, questions about his arm strength a little bit, right? People like to talk about it, how he gets a lot of stats inflated because of the yards or the yak yards that Waddle and Tyreek Hill are able to produce for him.
Yep.
But end of the day, Tua is making the plays. Tua is the one that's having the good stats, and he is winning games when he is out there, and you can see how significantly good the Dolphins are.
Yeah.
So now there's a different kind of person, maybe similar age, and then also has really good results when he's on his A game, Kyler Murray. But his situation's kind of bad. He might get traded here soon. But does he try to? Is he gonna stay in football if things are keep going this way? He's gonna try to go baseball. I don't know, but is he
Are you
someone
telling me
that's
you're putting Kyler Murray at 10?
talent wise? Like it's interesting. Age
Okay.
wise, it's
Okay.
interesting. But I don't know if like would I rather have Tua or Kyler Murray in terms of like if I had to bank on someone. It's a toss up and for two different reasons because I don't really know what's gonna happen with Kyler, but talent wise, like I think that he has what it takes to like be a good quarterback.
Actually, yeah. Okay. So you made me think of something because this is directed towards Rudy, and that's exactly what I thought of. So, Rudy, fuck you. I'm putting Bryce Young at 9 and Tua at 10 because I'd much rather have Bryce Young than Tua. I know Rudy was going to hold that against me if he ever listened to this, so I just had to make that clear.
Okay, good because I thought it was kind of weird to have Tua over Bryce Young, and it's nothing against Tua. It's more so like his health questions. He has multiple
Yeah.
health questions. Bryce Young, I just feel like it's gonna be more of a hopefully I can't say for certain, but more of a slam dunk in terms of being a prospect that actually flourishes. Um, or at least you got to give him benefit of the doubt until proven otherwise. Tua's kind of like already on the fence because we don't even know if he's going to be able to maintain a long career because if he gets multiple concussions again, like he might have to retire. Like it's not really against him.
Okay, so then let me ask you right now. If Rudy offered you Tua for Kirk Cousins straight up and Rig offered you a Richardson for Cousins straight up, which one are you accepting?
I think I'm gonna take Richardson.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
because I would rather roll the dice, and if I win, I win the lottery. In that
That's true.
sense, right?
That's
To
true.
to a like high end, he will never be the best quarterback in the league. And like that's if someone wants to like
Okay.
argue me on that, cool. Is that if that's a hot take? My bad. Let me cool down. Splash some water on me. Um, but I don't know, dude. Like
Spicy over there.
nah, but Anthony Richardson, like at least he has the raw athleticism that if he gets all his shit in order and he has the right coach to mold him, there's a chance.
Oh, bro, he could be nutty. He
Mahomes
really
came in
could.
kind of raw. I'm not saying Anthony Richardson's Mahomes, but people that kind of slept on his ability to actually have finesse and his mechanics actually work out. And he had someone that worked on him, and it really with Andy Reid, and that ended up making him now maybe go down as the GOAT one day. That's what trajectory he's on. Not saying Richardson's gonna do the same,
Yeah,
but
that's high praise.
I'm just trying to give
Uh,
Bryson some hope, honestly.
I know. I mean, you are right though. If Richardson hits, I mean, you hit the lottery. But I just don't think he'll ever learn how to read a defense.
Yeah, I agree. But Kai, I think time's kind of running up here. So, you know, any last thoughts or opinions that you want to throw out there?
Bryson, I'm rooting for you, buddy, but I just don't see it happening. I'm sorry, but not really. So
Yeah,
that's
shit.
it.
I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, I feel like this list isn't really too far off. I just think that it gets kind of interesting, and there's like a few sleepers that could end up being very beneficial if you bet on them, or if you want to go target them in trades, like especially if they're on the lower end right now. But yeah.
Yeah.
Kai and I got to get to these trade talks here, so let us know if you guys agree with us, or if you don't. If you don't care, who cares? But we'll be posting some videos, trying to do it weekly, so stay tuned. Peace out.
Get your bucket hats on. Yeah, yeah. Bucket hat mean you get buckets. Put the shot up like fuck it. Bucket hat mean you get buckets. Put the shot up like fuck it. Let me come in. Stupid ass bitch, never wanna say shit. When I come across you, you better fucking split.